Go to hardafseltzer.com. Get some 8% seltzer shipped right to your house. The peach, the lemon lime, the strawberry shortcake, and the blue raspberry. No carbs, no sugars, no gluten if you give a shit about that. We are live in over 100 stores in Tennessee. More just opened up. Go to hardafseltzer.com today and check your store locator or order them right to your house.
Live from our studios in Austin, Texas, this is Drinkin' Bros Fake News with Ross Patterson, Dan Holloway, Papa G with the traffic,
How you feel?
Not good.
Yeah?
field reporter Hot Bob, and Delco Dan with sports. Welcome to Fake News.
Yeah, welcome to Drinkin' Bros Fake News, everybody. Delco, I just noticed from that intro there, you were tattooless. No tattoos on your body there. How do you feel when you look at your old bare arm?
Wasn't I wearing a jacket?
Yeah, not when you're sliding up the buttons. You're wearing a little short sleeve and,
That's right,
and
yeah.
a Sixers hat there. Sixers still haven't won a title since. That might be the curse. But do you like the nude arm or do you like it tatted up now?
I believe the tattoos.
Okay. What'd your parents say over the weekend?
Oh, they're fine with it. They don't care.
Yeah, they sure don't. From Delco. I shouldn't have even asked. D'Anthony, this is it, friends. This is the last show before you step out onto the mound at Lone Depot Park, dude. What'd you do today? You got a glove up there. Did you go and practice today?
Not today, no.
Okay.
I got my glove packed. We need to toss around
Yeah, I'll bring it.
at the B&B.
I'll bring it so we can. So I can warm my arm up before we go to the stadium.
You have
Friday.
to, right?
I'm not concerned about performance. I'm concerned about walking around with a sore arm for the next 6 weeks.
Well, it's just one throw.
Yeah,
That's it. Just one.
correct. Yeah, but if I fucking sling it in there, that's a bad move.
Well, I took my kids for spring break to, we were in Dallas for the weekends. There was one of those, that's not a jugs machine. That's not the right term for this. But one of those speed pitch things where you hit the targets. And I got it up to, I think it was like 66 or something like that. I felt all right, but I wasn't going to press it past that.
Yeah, it's probably not a good idea.
You're not going past 66, so you'll be fine.
We'll see.
Unless you're going to gas it in there.
I might. I haven't decided yet.
And what I like to do is build this up as big as possible in case there is like just a complete failure, and then then it's great for the audience.
I mean, I've got some ideas that I'm going to run by the staff once we get there Thursday.
Listen, you need to have a better
Friday.
first pick.
Friday.
No. Thursday, I'm going to ask the staff and see.
When we meet with the president of the
so
team,
they can prep in advance.
yeah, talk to the president of the team and just say, hey, what do you think?
What I really want to do is throw the pitch, and then so Joel will be down there with me taking photographs.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to have them play Stone Cold Steve Austin's walk up music, and then like this, and Joel throws me a hard AF and I crack it and chug the whole thing.
2 hard AFs, you bang them together and then douse it. God, that'd be amazing.
That'd be really fun. Or if there's something going on in the background that I can target, like sideline reporters or
for sure.
mascots or trucks or something like that. I'm definitely winging it.
Bob, who's their Aaron Andrews? Who's their EA there for the Marlins? They got a hot one? They got a hot
I don't know who it is for the
female
Marlins. For the
field
Braves,
announcer?
it's Kelly something.
So actually, it's also a Kelly for the Marlins. Kelly Sacco.
Let's see Kelly Sacco. Put her up on screen here.
Also for the Rays, don't they have Callis's kid?
I don't know, actually.
A what?
Harry Callis's kid.
Yeah.
As a sideline guy?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Pull
Here's
her
the
up here.
Miami gal.
Look at that. That's a Delco special right there.
What's her name?
Kelly Sacco.
Kelly Sacco.
S-A-C-O.
Okay. She's got the Bally's mic.
Is that how you say that? Her last name?
I don't know. There's nothing on the C, to like make it Sacho or something.
Sure.
Sasso.
Sure. Do you hit a woman, though, with a baseball? Is that too much?
Not in the face.
You go
But
for a
she-
leg, like a
she-
thigh, like a meaty part?
She played softball at Syracuse, so she'd probably scoop it up.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I don't think you could get one by her then.
Well, through her maybe.
Yeah.
The all softball players being like chunky chicks or whatever,
Yeah.
outdated.
Yeah.
They're just absolute smoke shows
I
playing
know.
softball.
I know.
Also, you got to beat W. That's my original point. You got to put it right down the pike.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I agree. When I do mine, that's what I'm going for. I'm going straight heater down the middle, and I want to put a little stank on it. I'll risk the injury for, a couple months. I just want it to be cool, And I want to say that I gave it my all. But everybody's different, D'Anthony.
Yeah.
And we'll find out on Friday, and we'll have that footage for you next week. Looking forward to
Yeah,
that.
I mean, I haven't really opened it up yet. Rob and I have been tossing here and there, but I've not gone above 30% probably.
Okay.
But I don't want to because maybe I throw it into the fucking jungle back there, or maybe I don't want to injure Bob because I'm not exactly accurate. My mechanics aren't great right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we'll see. Maybe I'll throw it into the side of the building a couple times before we leave.
Bob's a father.
Yeah.
Bob's a father.
I just
so-
I do.
If you want to if you want to give me a quicker vasectomy, that's fine.
Yeah, I
Just-
You know what I mean?
What do you do there? Do you dip the baseball in cold water and then you pull down your pants and he rifles one in there as fast as he can?
Pretty much.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, the baseball is cool, but I got to warm mine up so they're dangling.
don't. You got to
good.
do what?
That's true.
Gotta
You gotta
warm
warm
mine
them
up.
up.
Well, he doesn't like the way I say warm.
Yeah, I don't either, Bob.
No one
but
likes
I've gotten used to it, and I know I don't have a choice now for
Well,
the
you
rest
got
of
a
my
choice. I think we're gonna start finding you every time you say that
life.
word.
It says the word warm.
gonna-
What's a
we're gonna have a-
synonym for warm?
Hot? I don't know.
That's not. Hot is hot. Warm is different, Bob. Warm is way different. We got to find a synonym that you can say.
Hot is the first listed synonym.
Is it really?
Cozy, snug.
Toasty is probably the best.
Toasty.
Toasty,
Yeah.
there we go.
Get
I
'em
like
toasty.
toasty.
All right.
I like toasty. Yeah, get the nuts toasty. Let them dip a ball in cold water, ice cold water. We'll put it up against the building and smash it together and end it for you. And I think that'll be fine. That's a nice way out, And then your stitches can be the actual baseball stitches. If you pay the doctor extra money, he can put some red stitches in your dick.
That would be kind of interesting to get. So I've known a couple of people with beanbag tattoos.
We met one. Who was the guy who lost his ball and then he had a Lipton iced tea bag tattooed
I
on
don't
his
remember who that
nutsack?
was, but I remember
It was
that.
one of our listeners, and he pulled it out at that. We were at a bar too. He pulled it out in front of everybody, and I was like, "Oh shit!" I think we took a picture with it too.
This dude I knew got a zipper tattooed on the bottom of his nutsack, and he calls himself Moneybags.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan.
There's
of
like
that.
coins falling out of it, kind of. But
Yeah.
it's not a very good tattoo.
Well, to be fair, neither was the other guys. It's hard to tattoo a sack because it tightens up when
Yeah.
you get nervous or if you're in pain, and it's real difficult to do that. You'd have to stretch it out.
Doesn't Eli have a Gucci logo on his sack so you can tell girls he got her Gucci bag?
That's the rumor I've heard. I don't know if that's true. If it is true, it makes me like him even more. But either way, I'll never get to see it. I'll never get to see his nutsack. And I fear that in my life. Like, I want to see it. I want to be able to be bros with him and be like, hey, man, can I see that nutsack of yours? What do you got there? Because that listener, that was the first thing I asked him when he came up to me. And he goes, hey, dude, I'm the one who emailed you about the Lipton iced tea bag on my nuts, so I could tea bag constantly. And I was like, let me see that fucking thing. And he goes, shit, and pulled it out. He was with his wife, but he was missing a ball.
Did she have something weird tattooed on her
No,
pussy or what?
no, she didn't. And it didn't look as weird as I thought it was. I haven't seen one ball in a sack like that in real life, like up close and personal. It wasn't that weird, actually.
Well, they make nudicles now.
Yeah, he didn't have one. It was just one ball, and then the rest of it was empty
I'm thinking about getting a third, right?
to balance it
Just
out.
get it. Well, it's not for balance necessarily. It's for clout. Women
Yeah.
love testicles. It's like they talk about dicks a lot, but it's the balls they really like.
Yeah, you think that's the one that's bringing it
yeah.
home for him?
Yep.
Yeah.
South Park did an episode about it.
Did they really? That's funny. Welcome to episode 200 of Fake News. I didn't know it was 200 until we got here today, and I looked at the schedule, and I was like, shit, have we been doing this 200 times now? We sure have. Look at us, dude. Look at us. Here we are. I looked at the total episodes, too, on iTunes. We are 50 away now from 1,500 Drinkin' Bros episodes total, including these fake news as well. With sports, we're getting real goddamn close to 2,000 episodes total, which means people have been listening to us talk for close to 2,000 hours.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Thank you, though, and we appreciate it. And thanks for all the support with Hard AF Seltzer and all that stuff. The only reason we get to do this cool shit and go to stadiums and throw first pitches and have booze inside of a stadium is because of you guys. So thank you very much. Now let's get to the news. Weaponizing the IRS. The same day, journalist Matt
Taibbi.
There we go. Was voluntarily testifying before Congress in Washington, D.C. An IRS agent showed up unannounced at his New Jersey home, he said. Matt had been personally involved with revealing the Twitter files, as you'll remember, or installments of behind-the-scenes documents for new Twitter CEO Elon Musk, provided to show how the social media platform previously censored content and users, among other things. He testified before the newly Republican-created Select Subcommittee on the Weaponization of Federal Government, that's a mouthful, about what he learned about Twitter on March 9th. The same day, an IRS agent made an unusual visit to his home. He tweeted out, "What an amazing coincidence." That's amazing. That was Michael Schellenberger, who was a former DB guest here on the show, who was also working on the Twitter files and testified the same day. That's very odd, Musk said in a tweet Monday evening. Several other users highlighted the actions were suspect and far from a coincidence. What do you think, Anthony?
I've never met someone who's had the IRS show up to their fucking house. Ever.
Me neither.
Not
Me neither.
ever.
Nope.
What the fuck? No, they send you a letter. Or they call you and it's a Nigerian guy on the phone or an Indian. Actually, they're Indians now.
Yeah.
The Indians have taken over that
Have they?
particular scam. Not
Okay.
not for the real
Not
IRS.
the real IRS, yeah.
But I've never heard of and look, Matt Taibbi is an independent journalist, so may have some kind of complicated tax return, maybe, but
No.
probably not.
No.
right?
So
It's probably like his entire tax return is probably like 4 pages of stuff, maybe, or something like that.
look, I've said this on the show numerous times. I've been audited twice. Once as a company and once as just my personal income taxes. They never show up. It's a call, and then you take the call. You get a letter in the mail, followed by it, and then you call your CPA. Now, if you're doing TurboTax or something like that, it's up to you, and you've got to take these calls. But this is extremely unusual if it happened. Do you think it happened?
Yeah, it definitely happened.
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
Did he get a pic of this guy or like a ring video?
I don't know how they've proved it, but Jim Jordan, who a lot of you know, Republican from Ohio, he's the chairman of the Select Subcommittee on Weaponization of the Federal Government, which sounds like a pretty good task force, to be honest. He sent letters to the IRS commissioner and to the Treasury secretary asking what the fuck, because Congress has officially requested all the documentation from both of those agencies, from the Treasury and from IRS, about any communications they've had with Matt Taibbi.
No shit.
Yep.
Okay. So we'll get an answer from this.
We'll
at
get
least.
some answer, yeah. Who knows what it'll be? I mean, it would be an amazing coincidence. Mm-hmm. And the irregularity of the agent showing up at somebody's house in the first place, added on to the fact that he was testifying in Congress that very day about how the government has been abusing its power, it seems very unlikely that it was a coincidence.
Yeah.
It seems more likely that they were trying to intimidate him.
Probably.
But I don't know why they think they could, because this dude doesn't give a fuck, dude.
Well, not only that, but if his taxes are on the up and up, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
For me, in both instances, taxes are usually fine. So it's like, great, do whatever you want. I don't really give a shit.
Even if they're not, like if you've got tax issues, just go to the IRS website and start a payment plan if you're concerned about it, and they won't fucking even call you again. if you owe like 10 grand, you could pay it off over the next 30 fucking years. They don't care.
Yeah.
As long as there's something, it's just some administrative dick checking boxes like, all right, that guy's got a plan, move on to the next guy.
Sure.
That's, I mean, it's literally that easy. And it sucks. I don't like paying taxes any more than anybody else. But he's not a stupid man. He's a very smart man. And he would not just allow something like that to fester. This stinks.
The other part about it too is I would highly doubt that he doesn't have a CPA.
Oh, he's definitely got a
So it's like,
CPA.
hey, dude,
Yeah.
because usually here's exactly how this goes. Again, going through this twice, they call. You immediately say, I've got my CPA. I'll send you his information, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't personally talk to either IRS agent after that initial phone call, and then I got the letter in the mail saying I was being audited on top of it after the phone call, and then I pushed
But even
it off
then,
to
you
the
don't talk to
CPAs.
the IRS.
Correct.
The only communication I get after the fact would be a letter from my own CPA asking for documentation of something, which typically they would already have all that anyway, so even that part's rare. Or it would be the bill from the CPA saying, all right, we're done. Here's $500. You owe me $500.
Right.
Or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Showing an IRS agent showing up
Showing
at
up
someone's
your house.
that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. I couldn't imagine, like, oh, hey, you home? How do you even know the guy's home? Like, that would be the ultimate waste of time.
And it's so I did this for a while when I was doing intel at FD&S, Fraud Detection and National Security for USCIS. One of the things the administrative people, so at the lower level, I guess, do from USCIS is go and check up on people who are in the country on certain types of visas, right? Especially, particularly work visas and school visas, to make sure that they're actually, like, I go talk to their boss. Are they actually here? They're working? Okay, show me the work product. All right, cool, that's good. And I fuck off, just to make sure they're not committing fraud or whatever. But I would never just show up at a place, because you've got to get a certain amount of it done, right? Like, that's your job is to check so many boxes. And if I'm driving around town, getting dry holes every time. Dry hole is the way the military refers to going on a raid and there's nobody there. It's not about pussies. I would be fucked. I would get fired, right?
Yeah.
For doing that. That's not, the IRS for sure is not wasting their own time driving around to random locations just hoping for the best.
No.
You know what I mean? That's not happening. So I don't believe any of this shit.
It's very strange. We'll see how this shakes out. Did he end up testifying, by the way?
Oh yeah.
He did.
You saw it.
In front of Congress?
Matt Taibbi and Michael Schellenberger sat there and laughed out loud at some of the stuff that the Senate was saying to them.
That's hilarious. I didn't see it.
It was really funny.
Yeah.
And also,
I read all their files when Elon released them.
yeah.
But I didn't see them on Congress.
Yeah, it was good.
What happens with these fucking things?
Nothing.
I watched that TikTok one the other day because it was live when we were in the office and about to get ready to go on air. Watched about 15, 20 minutes of that Chinaman talking about how China's
TikTok
definitely...
dude?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, my favorite part of that was like, so is the CCP using TikTok to spy on Americans? And he said, well, I wouldn't call it spying.
Yeah.
All right, bud. Try that one. Try that excuse on your wife.
The other one was, hey, we're working diligently to delete all of your data, and we'll be done probably by the end of the year, he said.
Yeah, I'm sure the ATF is deleting the gun registry they've created as well.
Yeah, so I feel pretty positive that that's going down. But whenever I watch these goddamn things, you get excited, you get amped up, and you think something's going to happen, and then nothing ever ends up happening. The only time in my lifetime that somebody went away for it was Marion Jones. Remember her, the gold medalist?
Yeah.
That was her name, right? Bob, was it Marion Jones? Yeah.
Well, technically, the Balco guy went to jail too.
Oh, yes, he did.
But did that? I don't remember if that came out because of Bond's testimony or was a legal thing afterwards. I don't remember.
I think he had to cave and give the names up is what it was, and in return, he had to do some time for it. But he was the one who spilled the beans all over all those guys, and that ended up being a circus with Roger Clemens licking his lips and all that stuff, and it got pretty wild after that. But yeah, that chick was the only one I remember, because even like Lance Armstrong, nothing ever happened to him. Mm-hmm. I think he had to give money back or something for charity. But the rest of this shit, you see it and you're like, all right, well, great. That's kind of it. Even that. Remember that Blasey Ford bullshit? God damn, dude.
Who?
The woman with the baby voice who said that Kavanaugh was on top of her in a room 45 years ago, but
I didn't watch any of
it was
that.
the wrong party. She couldn't remember it was him. All of it.
I don't watch things like that.
I did because they made such a fucking huge deal of it, and they put her on, and it was just like, dude.
This is you can call this Holloway's razor. Mm-hmm. The more the media wants you to pay attention to something, the less attention you should pay to it.
Yeah. But I mean, I get sucked into it, and they put her on the cover of Time magazine. You remember that?
Oh yeah, I remember. She was a
fucking awful.
retard.
Pull up Blassie on the cover of Time.
You got to wonder
they
how
made her
much...
look like she was like fucking Mother Teresa. You were like, what do you do? What's going on here? And nothing happened at this fucking thing.
I mean,
She
to be
didn't even know
fair,
this guy.
when Mother Teresa was in college, she was getting railed out by dudes she couldn't remember too.
Yeah, that's true.
And that was in Calcutta, where it's a lot dirtier. So there's a lot.
Get it right.
A lot of stink dick in that area.
She's Albanian.
Oh, you don't say.
Yeah.
Look at that, Bob.
I don't even know where that is.
Me neither.
Couldn't care. I don't want to know. Don't start telling me.
Don't tell us where Albania is.
Bob, here's the deal. We've got the internet. If I say I don't know something, that's not a fucking appeal for you to look it up for me. I could do that myself. If I say I don't know something, I'm telling you that I don't care about that thing.
Yeah, he doesn't care about Albania. Never has, never will. Sorry, Bob. That's just who D'Anthony Holloway is.
Is that what Albany's named after?
I think so.
It's Dave Albania?
Yeah, there was Dave came over on a ship, a cruise ship.
Yeah.
Got out and was like, "This is my land here in beautiful Albany, New York, where everybody wants to go."
Now it's there. Isn't Burbank named after Dave Burbank? He was a dentist or some shit.
I don't know. It'd be great if it was true.
No, I think it is.
Dave Burbank, the dentist.
Let me look it up.
In Burbank, California.
Yeah, David Burbank.
Shut the fuck up.
He was a dentist and a real estate investor, and they just named it Burbank, which is, that's a cool name.
Well, all that real estate ended up going to the studios, most of it. So maybe that was the exchange for it,
He owned about 10,000 acres in that area.
Shit.
So who knows? I mean, hopefully they fucking made some money off of it.
I'm sure he did.
In 1886, he sold it for $150K, which is equivalent to $4.5 million. That's nothing, dude.
It's nothing now. But we didn't know California was going to be what it is now. And
that was after the 49ers.
It was. But once they got the gold, they were like, what the fuck else are we going to do here? I mean, it was a while for them to figure shit out. Next up, Ivana Trump, the spy. That'd be great if she was. Donald Trump's first wife, Ivana, was under an FBI counterintelligence inquiry into allegations about her connections in her home country of Czechoslovakia in the 90s, according to excerpts from an FBI file obtained by Bloomberg News. The inquiry spans several countries with U.S. legal attaches in Canada and Europe, instructed to inquire about the circumstance of her immigration from then communist Czechoslovakia to Austria and later to Canada, and also to look into her association with individuals' names who were redacted from the release. The agency also dug through court records of her divorce from Donald Trump. The files were classified as secret. In one document dated February 14th, 1989, the FBI said that it recommended a preliminary inquiry be opened into Ivana Trump based on information the Bureau obtained from a confidential source. According to the document, it is unknown if the allegations stem from jealousies of her wealth and fame. The investigation is continuing. So with this, I think they do this to most famous people. And that's just a guess. You'll know more about this shit than I do. But, I mean, I remember they had files on Lennon, John Lennon. It was like, what was he going to do?
Well, I mean, some of this was on the back end of McCarthyism, where the political right in this country was afraid of communism and just assumed that anybody that wasn't super Republican was a communist. And they're right.
Yeah. Yeah, it turns out they were right all these years.
No, I remember reading about this. There was something really specific about her traveling back and forth to those countries that were controlled by Russia at the time, right? So the Baltic states, Czech Republic, Czechoslovakia at the time, I guess, and being asked by someone, I don't remember how it went exactly, but being asked by somebody to help dissidents from the Soviet state get out and get into a Western country, and she refused to help anybody, and I think that's what triggered the initial investigation, and they thought she might be a spy, but maybe she was just super rich and didn't give a fuck about people.
That's definitely it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which sounds a lot like, her husband, so.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, who gives a shit? They did an awesome Pizza Hut commercial too back in the day. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
My God, man. One of the best. One of the best to ever do it. And are you saying here that they probably killed her then? Because she just died recently.
No, didn't she fall down the fucking stairs or something, though?
Was she pushed? Dan, was she pushed down
I don't
the
know.
stairs?
She was pretty old.
She was old, but did she know too much and they finally just pushed her down the stairs?
I mean,
She fell.
from what I can tell, she didn't know very much.
Bob, why did you use air quotes when you said fell?
Because that's what I believe.
She got pushed.
Yeah.
She probably got pushed, right?
It is.
She knows too much.
No, see, you're not really thinking correctly in terms of how I think they did this. So, one of her longtime travel companion, Nikki Haskell, said, "I was always concerned about her being on that staircase. You got to go deep. Like they built the staircase.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like they knew. They just had to give it time.
So you're saying it was probably the FBI or CIA who built the staircase?
Built the staircase and let nature take its course.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems probable.
I like it. I'm gonna go with it. That's all the facts that I needed. I don't need to bring you in front of Congress for that. I believe you right now.
But the real interesting part about this to me is that no one would care about Ivana Trump if she wasn't married to Donald Trump, right?
Yeah.
No one would care.
No, nobody gives a shit.
So immediately, as soon as she died, the fucking this kind of shows you the state of our current media. They immediately filed a FOIA request to get any documentation that the government had on Ivana Trump. Why? Who cares?
Yeah.
How is that salient? How is any of this relevant to anything aside from trying to once again connect Donald Trump to Russia somehow?
Yeah.
Even from his dead wife that he hasn't been with for 30 fucking years. You know what I mean?
It's wild, man. And I felt the same way, a few weeks ago when I said it about Martin Luther King when I watched that MLK doc. All of those tapes are scheduled to be released in like 6 years or something like that. Why? Just burn the fucking tape. Nobody needs any of that shit. Like they're dead. Who cares? Let's all fucking move on.
I
if
mean,
you want to say who the real killer is, great. But other than that, I don't really care.
I would like to. I'd like to hear more about the investigation into him being in a room with a preacher that was raping a fucking 14-year-old.
Yeah, if that exists, right?
It exists.
Yeah.
It
But you
definitely
think
exists.
they have tapes and all that shit?
They were wiretapping the fuck out of this dude.
Okay.
So yeah, it exists.
So if there's something that egregious, yes. If not, and you're just doing phone calls and shit, no, I don't really fucking care. But if it's something horrific, yeah, absolutely. But
even then, it doesn't. I'm not sure it serves any real purpose.
it's not going to bring these people back to life.
No, I guess not. But more importantly, it doesn't really take away from any of the message. You know what I mean? So let's say Hitler said 2 + 2 = 4. You're like, well, Hitler did a bunch of fucked up shit. You sure you want to get on board with that? Like, yeah, because it's math, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not like it has nothing to do with the fact that Hitler was a piece of shit.
Yeah.
That just happens to be correct, and a lot of stuff that MLK said and did was correct.
Yeah.
But he also pumped load after load into 16-year-olds. Yeah. So, two things.
Yeah, two things can be possible at the same time. I did like last night.
Load after load. I'm thinking of writing a song.
Load after load.
Let's write a fucking
load after load away.
Let's write a folk song about how Martin Luther King used to cream pie 16-year-olds.
We could.
Nobody could stop us.
I know. And they can't stop us, but they could shut us down. They could shut down the
Yeah, I guess that's true.
I did like, though, speaking of Hitler, they got Jonah Hill coming out of a restaurant last night.
Oh, did they ask him about Kanye?
They sure did.
That's really
And they
funny.
go, hey, do you have any comment on Kanye saying that you changed his view on Jewish people because he watched a movie of yours? Mm-hmm. And he goes, I don't want to go anywhere near that right now.
Yeah.
Or talk
or
about
ever.
that at all.
Yeah.
Nope.
I mean, Jonah Hill just kind of wants to be left alone anyways. I can't imagine he wants to have a fucking conversation on the street about Kanye West.
You know, I would say that. And like, you know, you watch that doc that just came out on Netflix with the shrink and all that other shit. But the restaurant, Bob, if you pull it up, the restaurant he was coming out of is paparazzi heavy. And it was like, if you want to avoid the paparazzi, you certainly can. Just don't go to those fucking restaurants. So I don't really get it. I want privacy. I want people to leave me alone. But also, I've got to go to Mr. Chow's on Sunset.
There's not a lot of paparazzi outside of the Wendy's.
Well, the other part, too, was Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy pops up once every 6 years to do an interview, and it's always amazing because he's got the craziest stories of all time. And he has lived in the heart of Beverly Hills for 40 fucking years. You never see a picture of Eddie Murphy out at a restaurant anywhere in that city, dude. And it's totally possible.
You're talking about Axel Foley, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's talking about Beverly Hills Cop. He lives in Beverly Hills, and you still never see him out.
Aren't they making another one?
Yeah, they're in post.
But how old is Eddie Murphy?
He's got to be 60 now. He looks great, though.
Are there 60-year-old cops? Or is he coming out of? He's 61. So is he coming out of retirement? Is it like a fucking Raj?
Well, you know they're all there, right?
Lethal Weapon.
Yeah, they're all there.
Judge Reinhold.
John Reinhold, and even the other guy. It's Taggart and shit. What was the other character's name? Taggart and something.
Judge Reinhold's 65.
He's 65, and then the bald guy's back as well. He's in it.
How is that guy still alive?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought the same thing.
Hold on, let me find.
Yeah, where's Jonah Hill walking out of there? Does it say the restaurant, Bob?
Let's see. Yeah, Giorgio Baldi in Santa Monica.
Yeah.
Kevin, man, this is a good cast. Fucking Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Kevin Bacon are in it as well.
K-Bakes.
Paul Reiser's in it again.
They got everybody back.
The bald guy is John Ashton.
Okay.
That's his name.
Did they get Balky back for it? Balky Bartokomous?
Hang on.
It'd be great. Remember Perfect Strangers? He was in that movie. I think his character name was Serge.
I don't see him.
If they got Serge
But
back
this
for
is
it,
still
it'd be great.
in. It's still in production, so they don't always have all the IMDb.
Oh, okay,
shit on there.
gotcha. Be great if Serge came back for it. That'd be nice.
Wait, how old is John Ashton?
He's got to be 75.
Yeah.
That's my guess.
He's 75.
Is he?
Yep.
Nailed it. Shit, dude, I'm on fire today. Hopefully he's taking it easy. In a ghost bed from ghostbed.com/drinking bros. Come on, brother. You want to live to be 75? Get yourself a nice mattress. A good night's sleep will help you live longer. That is true. And I'm trying to do it. Look, I bought the goddamn bed 4 years ago. I love it. I've got the adjustable base. I've got all the things. I've got the sheets. I've got the pillows. I've got all of it in hopes that I will live longer. And I think I will. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But right now, if you're thinking about it, unprecedented deals. 50% off the bundle package. That's the adjustable base and the mattress combined together. The Split King is the most popular option, by the way. You get 2 remote controls with that instead of 1. Apparently, people like to go upsy-downsies without their partners who are staying up late to watch the games. I understand it.
Yeah, I think the
understand
tagline
it.
in the ad was remote controls for both holes.
Is that what it is?
I think
Okay.
is what it said.
Great.
Bob, look that up.
Yeah, you can look that up, Bob. You can look that up. And that's not true, right?
No, I made that up.
There is, I mean, you can have a remote control for both holes at adamandeve.com.
That's
You sure
true.
can.
Promo
Is
code
that?
Drinkin' Bros.
Yeah, promo code Drinkin' Bros on that one, 50% off. But this, look, if you're going to use Adam and Eve, you might as well use it in a ghost bed. 40% off everything in the entire store if you already have the adjustable base. So if you just want a mattress, that's still coming with 2 free luxury pillows. And I can promise you the pillows are just as good as the goddamn mattress in that one. And 40% off sheets, weighted blankets, the covers, all of it, 40% off the mattresses. They don't even care if you get 60. Load up the cart as high as it'll go, and they're forced to give you that deal. So exploit it, take advantage of it, and use their weakness against them. That's what we do on this show. And they don't care that we're telling you this, because I don't even know if they listen. I don't even know if they listen to the show
No,
anymore.
there's at least 3 dudes in the office that listen to it.
Is it really? Okay,
Yeah,
good.
because they're fans of the show.
Okay, good.
One of them he worked somewhere else and then came over to Ghost Bed. Not because he was a fan, but coincidence. He was
That'd be
already a fan,
hilarious.
yeah.
That'd be hilarious if it was. But when you go there and you buy all your stuff, no matter how much is in the cart, once again, at the bottom of the screen, you're going to see a 3-year pay-as-you-go program, no interest as long as you have decent credit there. And all those deals are applicable with that, and you can walk out of there with a brand new bedroom set for about $20 to $25 a month. Depends on what you order. If you stack your cart like that, it might be $25. If you don't, it's probably $20. Go to ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros today. Next up, a Mexican protest goes wrong. At least 40 migrants from Central and South America died after a fire broke out late on Monday at a migrant detention center in the Mexican northern border city of Ciudad Juarez, apparently caused by a protest over deportations, officials said on Tuesday. Mexican President Andrés Manuel López Obrador. Man, I had it until the last one. Why the fuck do you have to throw a fourth name in there, bro? He said authorities believe the blaze in the city opposite El Paso, Texas, broke out around 9:30 p.m. local time as some migrants set fire to mattresses in protest. I mean, is that the best segue ever? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, it's
Hopefully they weren't ghost bed mattresses. God damn it.
well, they already bought them,
Well, that's true.
and now they got to buy more.
Yeah.
Yes, but yeah, it's so this is the hold in Mexico policy. Was it Title 42 or some shit? I don't remember what it is.
Yeah, Trump put it in. Biden was going to take it out, put it back in. Yeah.
Well, they nixed it for a while, and now
Yeah.
it's back up again. I think I don't know, but it's people being held at these Mexican detention facilities wanted to protest. So they stacked up a bunch of mattresses, set them on fire, burned the entire building down, and killed everybody,
Great.
including themselves.
So was it a
And then you can
jail?
see-
Is there video of this?
I don't. I think there is some video, but all you can really see
Like
is
exterior video.
You can
maybe?
see exterior. You can see like what appears to be security officers of some sort.
Pop
walk
it up
by,
in that link, Bob.
And there's a fuckload of smoke billowing out, but I don't think you can actually see anything.
I just want to see what it looked like out of curiosity for knowing what was going on inside the building and whether or not you would even risk that. That doesn't really make any sense to me. Because if there was no way out and you're just burning mattress in there, what the fuck do you think was going to happen? You know? That doesn't make any sense to me. All right, so there's the building right there. Oh, shit, it's burning the fucking ground.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, if you're in
Warning, graphic content.
if you're like locked inside,
Yep.
meaning there's no way that I can get out of where I am right now. Setting things on fire, probably not the best idea.
No.
but you know-
that's definitely just a fucking jail.
I'm not sure if they thought that the security guards or whomever it was would come release them and they would flee. If they started a fire, maybe that was their gambit. I don't know. But
Yeah.
not a smart move, obviously.
No, not the smartest move there. But looking at this footage here, I don't know what else they were hoping for. So I've burned mattresses. I don't know if you have in the past.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
I mean, a mattress is basically like a fucking giant piece of kindling.
Yes. I mean, it really goes
You
up.
just dump a little kerosene on there and drop a match on
Mm-hmm.
it, and it'll burn for like 2 hours.
So dating back to the college days there, our football team was pretty goddamn good as it is today. And when we occasionally lost, which happened about once a year when I was there, everybody brought mattresses out and burned them in the yard. And that was the first thing that everybody did was win or lose, shit's going to burn.
They're good at bonfires, too.
Oh,
be
yeah.
honest.
Yes.
I've done some field parties where a mattress was involved.
100%.
And it's because we're green, right? So here's what we do. We buy mattresses, we leave them out in the field, we fuck on them, but then over time, the mattress gets gross.
It gets gross.
right?
You got to
There's
burn
a
it.
lot of bugs and cum, and then the bugs get into the cum.
Yellow.
And you start getting weird chimera bugs that are half human, half bug walking around, and you got to burn that goddamn thing.
Yeah, sure
'Cause you
do.
don't want a, Walking Dead situation where
No, you don't.
whatever the fuck,
You don't. You definitely don't.
I mean,
want
that's a real problem when you create a chimera, a chud baby. A lot of people call it.
Yeah.
It has both sets of DNA, so the diseases that it is immune to, but it interacts with on a regular basis, will find its way into human DNA and
Yeah.
then get into us, and we can't have that.
And they'll be walking around the goddamn streets like Boston Dynamic dogs,
Yeah.
Only with human bodies and then bug legs.
I mean, it was like that dude from Men in Black, the first Men in Black, basically.
Yeah, that's what
I
happens.
don't got time for that.
No, But yeah, we've especially in the South. I feel like it's a Southern thing too. We set many mattresses.
Oh,
ablaze.
I thought you meant coming on bugs.
No.
But yeah, you're right.
No, well, that too, I guess. You know, that's more of an Australian thing. Those
There-
guys jack off all over spiders.
There was
all
a
the time
half
in
burned down
Australia.
house in my neighborhood when I was a kid, and I used to sneak over there and pound off all the time.
Really?
Oh yeah.
And that was your go-to, huh?
Not my go-to, but it was a fucking nice little treat from time to time. Because I could really get loud over there. You know, when you're a kid, pounding off is all done like you're a spy, basically. You're just
Yeah.
hiding around corners, slamming your dick in the refrigerator and shit like that. No, I went over there because I wanted to take some time.
I saw
Some time for myself.
I saw one house burn down in high school, and it was ironically it was Andre Risen's house. Lisa Left Eye Lopez burned that fucker to the ground.
Yeah, but that was straight up on purpose. She wasn't experimenting.
Yep.
She just wanted him to not have a home anymore.
Do you know so this happened in the morning, and the fire department was putting it out and all that shit. I was picking up my buddy. I didn't live in that neighborhood. We didn't have that kind of cash, but I picked him up. The house was burning down. We didn't know whose it was. And then obviously school goes on. You find out that it's Andre Rison from the Falcons. You find out Left Eye Lopez burned it down. Well, after that, they just cleared the scene, and it's just yellow tape. So when we got off of school and we went back, we went into the fucking burnt remains. And what she did was put a bunch of his clothes and like
Shoes and shit.
CDs in a fucking bathtub and lit it on fire. And to this day, I have one of the burnt CDs somewhere. And we just took shit where it was just like, hey, this is hilarious.
Anytime there's something like that going down, you should loot. Especially now with like the internet, eBay, and stuff like that.
I wish, because now she's dead. And imagine how much that TLC CD would be worth from burning down Andre Risen's house.
Or
That
if
was
she had
amazing.
died in the fire and you just got like a finger or something.
She didn't, though.
Yeah,
Nobody died.
unfortunately,
Nobody
yeah.
perished in that.
I'm going to start investing in bones.
A lot of people do.
Like instead of
When you get rich, a lot of people invest in bones. Yeah.
So instead of buying like somebody's life rights, which
Mm-hmm.
is a big thing in Hollywood right now because of AI and shit,
Yep.
I want to buy their physical bones.
Yeah.
Right? I want Tom Cruise bones.
Well, who was it that bought the Elephant Man bones originally? It was Michael Jackson, and then I think Nick Cage,
Nick Cage
right?
bought
Yeah.
it from him, but Nick Cage has probably had to surrender that to the IRS.
That
Yes.
and his dinosaur bones. But I mean, Tom
Well, the
Cruise-
dinosaur bones he sold to DiCaprio.
Yeah. The Tom Cruise's bones, though, will be passed around as relics at different churches of Scientology.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I want it, so I can sell it back to the church.
If you get a femur, you hold that thing in the sky to start the meeting, you know? And it's like,
Yeah.
Well,
"This
it's going to
is
be my
Cruise's
it's going to be my
femur."
gavel. It's going to be my gavel.
Oh, shit. Even better,
I'm going to
dude.
be drinking a giant fucking horn of ale of some sort.
Yep.
Just dumping ale down my throat and then pow, pow.
I think he outlives us. I think he outlives everybody here.
Well, there's a story in the news today that's relevant to that, but we'll get to that later.
All right. All right. Just my guess here. Sponsor-wise, next up is Manscaped.com. Tons of fun stuff over at Manscaped these days. They got the beard. Are you using that? You just shaved up, dude.
No, my barber does that.
Your barber does it?
Yeah.
Oh, look at you. You've got a barber for your beard?
He cuts all of the hair on my head.
No shit.
Yeah.
All right. I've never had a beard, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Can't grow it. Actually, shit. That's not true. Mine did my mustache that one time. But I didn't have the proper tools for it. Now, with Manscaped, you do have the proper tools. Ding it. 20% off and free shipping with promo code Drinkin Bros at manscaped.com. They've already got the nooks and crannies and the old body's basement taken care of there. But now they got that perfect presentation to help you with your beautiful face with the new Beard Hedger Pro Kit. Make sure you look your best this spring by using the promo code Drinkin Bros for 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com. The kit starts off with the Beard Hedger, which is a nice little waterproof cordless trimmer with a rotary wheel that gives you 20 hair cutting lengths, all with one guard, so you don't have to have like messy drawers full of like 90 guards and all that other shit. It also comes with titanium coated T-blades that are tough on hair but smooth on your face, leading to single stroke efficiency, which is something I bring to the table and in the bedroom. And that brings satisfaction one stroke at a time. Nailed it. The Beard Hedger is a high-tech piece of art in a travel-size package with a long-lasting battery, universal charging, and a strong motor. Next, the kit has liquid goods to make you feel good, starting off with the beard shampoo and the conditioner. Because you can't treat your beard like your pubes. I imagine you don't.
No,
Anthony.
I don't have a barber for my pubes. Believe
Not
it or
yet. Not yet. If you make enough money in this life, that's probably on your list, I would imagine, right?
Yeah.
That's just somebody to hold it up, shave it up for you, make it all clean and polite. I would love one of those in my life.
Yep. I would enjoy that very much.
Yeah, but this kit also comes with beard oil. They got beard balm with it, which is nice. It's got an amazing scent. It's like a fresh eucalyptus, rosemary, and they've got some lavender in there as well. Oh, that's real nice. Not to mention the Beard Hedger Pro kit also comes with 3 free gifts. Beard brush, comb, and scissors to ensure your beard is ready to impress. Save 20% off and free shipping with the code DrinkinBros at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping with the code DrinkinBros at manscaped.com. Focus on the face and use the Beard Hedger Pro Kits for the cleanest look in the game. Their copy's always on point there at Manscaped. Next up, SBF is back in the news. Sam Bankman-Fried is, it's not doing so well here. Federal prosecutors have tacked on a 13th criminal charge against old Sammy, accusing the FTX co-founder of bribing one or more Chinese government officials with $40 million worth of cryptocurrency. Holy shit. In the indictment, prosecutors allege that Bankman-Fried sought to pay off Chinese officials in an effort to unfreeze accounts belonging to his hedge fund, Alameda Research. The accounts, which the Chinese government had frozen, held more than $1 billion worth of digital assets, prosecutors say. My question is this, real quick here.
How is that a violation
of
U.S. law?
Well, not only that, but then what do they do with it? What does China do with the $1 billion?
I mean, they just keep the money.
Right?
But they released it after. So the accounts were released after the payment was transferred in from Alameda's main trading account to a private crypto wallet, according to the indictment. The new indictment was unsealed by the Southern District of New York on Tuesday. Sam Bankman-Fried, who is currently out on $250 million bond, has already pleaded not guilty to 8 criminal counts of fraud and conspiracy and has not yet been arraigned on the other 5 charges. The bail hearing is set for about 22 hours from now. So
Is it really?
We'll see tomorrow how that all goes. But
well, the odd thing to me, I wanted to ask you about this. He's prohibited from using cell phones, tablets, computers, and then video games. What's with the video game?
Well, terrorists use video games to communicate.
No shit.
Oh, yeah.
How do they do that exactly?
In the chat function. So you just it's like a digital dead drop basically. You know that you know what room or channel, if it's a Discord thing or if it's on Call of Duty or some shit or some. Usually they use more obscure games to do it. That a lot of people aren't on, and they'll just log in and chat with each other like that.
I never even would have thought of that, dude.
Yeah,
I don't play video games.
But I don't understand how. I don't understand the charge. Now, you can be charged with a crime in America if you commit an offense overseas that's also against the law here. So maybe that's it.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's because it originated from Silicon Valley, from the bank there. But it's like, I don't know. That's interesting. I don't know enough about international law to know how that works. I would love to hear an explanation of exactly what the charge is and how the U.S. has jurisdiction over a private transaction between him and a foreign government like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not sure how that works.
I'm sure it is illegal. Otherwise, they wouldn't bother charging.
It is because there was another case a while ago that I know somebody was in. Different story for a different show. They were getting money from Malaysia, and it was coming from their government over to here, and they were able to kind of shut that down there. And then both parties got in trouble, the Malaysia and the guy in the U.S. for that. But yeah, this is strange. With this guy, does he live? I guess. I mean, I'm looking at this right now.
He's staying at his parents' house.
I understand that, but does he even make it to trial? Like, because with a 13th charge, and now you're getting China involved in all this other shit. I know he gave it, obviously a fuck ton of money to the Democratic Party. They're going to try to hit him with as many charges as they can. Now, clearly, he's got information of who he gave the money to and why. And if he decided to do a sit down with somebody or a tell all, he could fucking go against everybody if he wanted to.
I guess, but I don't think he's that big of a threat to them, to be honest. I mean, they're just going to say, well, we didn't know that he was a piece of shit and we took his money, because politicians do that all the time.
Yeah.
They take money from criminals and whatever else.
That's true.
And to be fair, it's probably true in most cases that they don't know where the money's coming from.
And on both sides. Yeah, that's true. Even with the Epstein shit, I remember, with all the photos and everything else, it was still one of those things where, dude, that guy was just rich, and rich people can buy themselves into all of this shit.
But the problem will come when there's direct evidence of him lobbying them. So it's like somebody that was sitting on one of the governance boards in Congress or in House or Senate that oversaw crypto regulation or whatever the fuck, and then there's private communication between the two of them in email or text or wherever it is, and then there's a large donation. That's suspicious, right? Mm-hmm. Then you have to start paying attention to that. But just giving money to candidates, that's not that big a deal. I mean, it is a big deal. It sucks and it's ruining our country. But as far as the legal system goes, it's not that big a deal.
No. So what happens with this guy, and how many years is he looking at here? Do we know?
I would say probably they're going to try to make an example out of him.
Yes,
for sure, and not because of the crimes he's committed, but because the government want people to be afraid of crypto, and
because they want to do the digital dollar. Yeah. Because with him, if you're getting, we've talked about this before, if you're getting over 20 years at his age, because he's a young dude, right?
Yeah,
he's only in his 30s, I think.
I think he's in his late 20s.
Is he really?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeesh. If it's 20 years at that age.
Oh, he's 31.
He's 31. Okay. Yeah. So he'd be, let's say he was 51, he got 20 years, right? I'd fucking kill myself.
You're going to get out of jail at 51?
Yep.
Probably not.
Really?
51, you still have like 30 years of, and he's rich.
Well, he's got the money. He's got it hidden somewhere, right?
There's plenty of money.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I would just get bored and kill myself,
Maybe. I don't know if this guy makes it. There's just something weird about this one. I don't think this guy's going to make it alive. Or maybe he's just got the fucking hubris where he just goes to trial and wants to be famous, and he's just like, fucking, I'm above the law.
I think they need to put him in the same cell, not just the same prison, but the same cell as Joe Exotic, and then put cameras in that goddamn thing, and let me enjoy my fucking life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let me watch these two weirdos. There's no way that Joe Exotic, first of all, he's trying to run for president right now.
He's dying of cancer.
Is he?
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah.
There's no way he's not either manufacturing or taking drugs in there, right? So I just want to watch.
So he did get divorced from his husband.
Which one?
What's his name, Bob? What's the guy? It's a 3-word name.
The guy with the fucked up teeth?
Man, as soon as you say this name, you'll know it.
Well, John Finlay.
No, it's not
one.
That was the first
That's
one.
the guy that killed himself.
That's the guy who fucking iced himself.
Not on purpose. He was just fucking around.
Fucking around with a gun and shot his face off.
Let's see here.
Blew up his head. It's 3 words. Maldonado is the last name.
Oh, yeah.
It's just Travis Maldonado. I don't see a third name in there.
But he did.
Well, what was Joe's name?
Finlay is not dead. Finlay is now married to a woman named Stormy.
Really?
Yeah.
Last name Daniels?
What about Carol Baskin?
No, Carol Baskin's still alive.
Did she ever get charged with a crime?
No, she didn't. And
I think her husband's actually alive. They found him.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, no, that was internet hoax.
Oh, it was?
Yeah. I got fooled too, by the way. It's not just you. But Joseph something Maldonado, and then I think he took Joe Exotic's last name, whatever that was. I don't think it was Exotic. Obviously, that was just a stage name.
Joe Exotic's real last name. Yeah, so, no. He took his Joseph Maldonado Passage.
That's it.
That's Joe Exotic's real name.
Okay, yeah. That's it. He took the third name.
And you say he's got cancer?
Yeah, so apparently he has refused treatment, and he's like, I hate it here. It sucks, and I would rather just not. I would rather just die. And I kind of understand that.
Well, he's pretty much in jail for life, right?
Kind of. It depends on how old he actually is, because he's
60, and the sentence is 21 years, but he didn't start
No, he's going to die.
He was convicted in 2019, so
Yeah, he's going to die.
he would be in his late 70s, and it's not like he's lived a very healthy life.
No, he's definitely going to die in there. But I was...
Wait, can you find that? I don't know if it'll demonetize us. I don't really care. Can you find that video of him saying his campaign ad for governor or whatever the fuck? Because it's so goddamn funny.
It's been a while. Everybody, like, there was so many memes. Everybody was talking about it.
It's
And
like,
then
yes,
we
I
all
am gay.
stopped. Yeah.
I think he admits to using crystal meth in the
Sure
campaign
does.
ad as well.
Sure does. Guess what, motherfucker?
Oh, yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, pop this up here. Press play.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Joseph Maldonado Passage,
Yeah.
and I'm running for the state governor's office of 2018. And this is video message number 1 of 333 videos that I'm going to be putting out over the next 11 months before this election starts. All right, let's first of all put it all out there once again, just like I did when I run for president. I ain't cutting my hair. I ain't changing the way I dress. The earrings are staying, and I'll be goddamn if I wear a suit. Being fake and wearing a suit is not what this election's about. It's about sticking up for you, the working people of this state, for a change, and telling it like it is. So you're going to hear some colorful shit over the next 11 months. And if you don't like it, you know where the stop button is. If you like it, follow me and tell a friend, because we're going to win this election, and we're going to win it for you, all right? So to give them something less to talk about, let's just start out by, through my years, I have tried some drugs. During one of the debates that we had at Randall University up there in Norman, I asked one of the other opponents, I said, have you ever smoked weed before? He said, yeah, but I'd be ashamed to say it. First of all, how can you represent 300 million people and be ashamed of anything and try and understand what the hell they're going through, what their problems are?
Yeah.
I ain't got nothing to be ashamed of. Hell, I've done it all. I've had some of the kinkiest sex you can imagine. I've been to dirty bookstores, you name it, all right? But what I've done in my past should have nothing to do with the way that I'm going to take care of fixing this budget and putting this state back on track. So you quit getting screwed up the butt every time one of them highfalutin politicians up there fuck up the budget or spend money wrong so they can raise taxes and keep taking care of you. I'm broke as shit, and I don't mind saying it. But you know something? I've taken a bare piece of land and made it into the largest privately owned facility in the United States with $1,000 and a bare piece of land. So don't tell me that I can't figure out how to make something out of nothing and get the state back on track without you paying the bills. Damn right. I got a judgment still against me from that bitch down there in Florida. You know, my husband died in October and I just got remarried in December. Who the fuck cares? I don't tell you how to live your life, and you ain't gonna tell me how to live my life. We're gonna take care of our elderly in this state for a change, and we're damn sure not gonna throw out mentally handicapped people out of their workplace, and we're gonna not close down nursing homes and push elderly people out on the street, because that ain't the way you're supposed to take care of your elderly people. And then we're gonna raise some gross production taxes. Do you realize that you are paying to fix the roads? You're paying
You
to
can
clean
cut
up
that
the
here.
water that they pollute, and you're paying.
It's
Good
still,
Lord,
it's
this is long.
still amazing. It's still amazing, though, to this day. And the sad part of me is now realizing that he will never win and be our president. And that hurts.
I'm impressed that he
insane.
did all that without a script.
That's a lot of talking.
Yeah, that's
there,
all
just
right
off
off the
cuff. Yeah, unless he had somebody with fucking cue cards.
Look
there.
at this guy. He can't fucking read. And
True.
if they had cue cards, look at how far back the camera is.
Yeah, that's
No,
true.
he was a special talent.
Yeah.
He
Oh,
was.
very, very special. Yeah.
Or is.
Was. He's not out, you know?
He's not as talented
I
as
mean,
he once
this
was.
is,
No.
this is just like some guy talking about how he's gonna fix the country after like blasting 8 lines of blow.
I mean, you know.
It's pretty great,
that,
though, Bob.
That conversation could have happened in a New York nightclub in the 1980s as well.
Sure could have.
Yeah.
Sure could have. After he barebacked his boyfriend and didn't think about it. Or a stranger. Either way, big fan there. And I think this will come back around. This was one of those things that got so huge so quickly that give it 10 years and kids will be like, hey, dude, let's watch that Joe Exotic doc on Netflix, you know?
It'll be clips from the doc.
Right. It'll be all clipped up on TikTok. And they'll be like, hey, remember our parents used to watch this crazy fucking thing when that virus escaped from China.
They'll be ironically liking his music.
Who dies first, Joe Exotic or Fauci?
That wasn't real, though. He stole that music from some
That's right.
country music artist and just lip synced over it.
Didn't
Still
steal.
his
Hang
music,
on.
Dan.
Didn't,
Well, he bought
he
it,
didn't
yeah.
steal it. He bought it.
Yeah.
So he technically owns it.
But
Did
he
he
did
pay for it?
Yes.
Yes, he did. Yeah, but he did. He also pretended like it was him,
Right.
which is that's a moral gray area.
Right.
Is it?
Right.
Milli Vanilli. I mean, look, every rapper pays for their beats.
Yeah. So what's the difference, I guess, you know? Next up, we got mybookie.com. Promo code Drinkin' Bros doubles your first deposit all the way up to $1,000. Final Fours this weekend, kids. 2 games on Saturday. Who do you got, Bobby? 3 sticks in those games on MyBookie.
I like San Diego State and Miami.
Really? You don't hit the fucking, just because we're going to Miami? Is that why?
No. Although that would be actually really fun. It wouldn't be. There's not Miami fans. But yeah, I don't know. I like Larinaga. I think, I don't know, Miami's.
You think
They're just doing
UConn's
something.
getting beat? They look like the best team in the tournament.
Look, they're the favorite, rightfully so. I'm just going Miami, baby.
Well, they're the favorite now. They're a 4 seed.
Right.
but,
I mean, they're the favorite in the game and the favorite to win it all. I don't know.
Yeah.
I like Miami. I like Larinaga.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go UConn, and I'll go San Diego State on that one with you. I'll ride with San Diego State.
Dude, the best outcome for us, I guess, being in Miami, or no, we'll already be gone really by the time because the first game's Saturday.
Saturday, yeah.
But yeah, it's 2 Miami schools would be in the Final Four then,
No, FAU.
or in the championship. Yeah.
Do we divert the plane to Houston and then just go to the Final Four, just to do it? Tickets are about $4 now.
You just walk in, yeah.
No, at this point. That's the cheapest Final Four of all time. Go to drinkingbrostickets.com if you want tickets to that in Houston. If that's on your bucket list, do it. This is the best way and the cheapest you'll ever get to go to the Final Four this year. I can promise you, probably the history of your life. But on mybookie.com, most of us are watching this at home. Daddy likes to put a little something on in the background there, and I got to have some skin in the game. So you know I got cash on this, bitch. And if you sign up for Drinkin' Bros Sports on Facebook, it's a free group on Facebook. It's private, so that way we can talk shit. But I post all my bet slips there, and you can see them from mybookie.com. All the odds are from there. And you can turn your love of sports into your new side hustle at mybookie.com. We will also be doing a live show for the NFL Draft opening night on Thursday night here at the end of April. And we're going to have a lot of money on that night. That's going to be a fun one. So load up the accounts. Double your first deposits with the promo code Drinkin' Bros at mybookie.com. Next up is Israel on the brink of civil war. Bending to a wave of mass protest, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu delayed his contentious judicial overhaul plan Monday and said he wanted to avoid civil war by making time to seek a compromise with political opponents. Now, I don't know this story, so forgive me. What are they going potentially into a civil war over there? I know France is rioting because of they're lowering the age by 2 years on retirements. What's happening in Israel?
They're raising the age.
Yes, correct. Raising the age, yes. From 62 to 64.
So he's been, this isn't about any particular policy. It's not like left versus right stuff. It's just that Netanyahu is a corrupt piece of shit. Mm-hmm. And so he got booted for a while, regained power, and now that he's back in power, he's trying to make sweeping legislative reforms that would prevent him from being prosecuted, basically. He's still on trial right now.
Gotcha.
Right. So what he wanted to do was essentially reorganize the government in such a way that all judges, this is reductive, but basically judges would be appointed by whomever's in power at the time, which for him being on trial right now sounds like a good idea, maybe.
Yeah.
But that is a terrible system. Like, you have to imagine that power in your worst enemy's hands.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's fucking dumb, dude. So he announced, he's been talking about doing this for a while. They rebuffed him a little bit, the other side, or maybe just the broader population rebuffed them a little bit about it. And he just kept doubling down until finally there was some major protests and things planned, and I don't know what else was happening behind the scenes, but he gave more of a conciliatory speech about it this week.
Gotcha. Yeah, because the reason why I ask, and here's where my confusion comes in, is do people love him enough in that country that there would be a civil war over him?
Well, see,
specifically, because he
it's
keeps going in and out of being president and not president.
But it's not like they have a parliamentary system. It's not like the United States where we vote for all these candidates independent. Like there are some people who are on tickets together, obviously, like president, vice president, governor, lieutenant governor. But over there, it's like whomever you nominate a head of the party, like Theresa May for the Conservatives and for the
Britain.
for the Tories in UK.
Yeah.
And if that party wins the most seats, then you become prime minister. That's how that works, right? So
yeah,
very likely it is that the opposition party in Israel just sucks and couldn't get elected, and the controlling party decided they still want Bibi in the fucking spot there, but he's a goddamn piece of shit.
Yeah, this guy keeps hanging around for years and years, and it feels the same way with Boris Johnson over there. And
Yeah.
I don't really understand the Parliament's element of this. It just seems like mass confusion at all times as far as who's in control.
Yeah, there's some discussion of Theresa May being replaced with Boris now,
That's what I heard, yeah.
which is, I mean, to be honest, the complaints people had about Boris from the left are ridiculous. It's like, oh, you were out partying when
During
people were
COVID.
locked down. Like, okay, cool, man. That's your big fucking problem. You guys are the ones that locked everything down. Now, if you're a conservative, an actual conservative, you should hate that man because he locked everything down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
for the liberals, I don't know what the fuck they're all butthurt about.
Me neither.
Like
because
he did everything they wanted him to. I think
Yeah.
they still wanted to throw a wrench in the Brexit thing, but that's over. Brexit is on its way to being done now.
Okay.
Like, they've got the plan in place, and it's a foregone conclusion at this point. There's no stopping it now. But that's why they gave him the business for a couple of years there, but now it doesn't really make any sense.
Because with Gavin Newsom out at French Laundry, it was the same thing. And, shit, dude. People still don't fucking care there.
Well, I mean, you see, it's just, people defend their side. The left gave Ted Cruz a lot of heat during the snow thing or the ice, 3 years ago, I guess?
Oh, yeah.
For-
I did as well.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I was in that fucking shit, and he just bounced on a PJ and got out of there.
I mean, what's he supposed to do? Come to your house?
Yeah. Come on over, Ted. All
Do you-
the pipes burst.
do you
I
want-
wanted Ted Cruz mopping up my fucking first floor.
Do you want a gay mortician at your house? You know?
I'm not against it. I mean, it depends on what night it is. you know?
Doesn't he look like Uncle Fester with a wig on?
He's a weird-looking guy,
Or-
Ted Cruz.
or-
He's not an attractive man.
Or Gru? Isn't that the dude's name?
yeah.
Yeah,
From
yeah.
Matt, what is it? What's the name of that?
Not Minions is the spin-off.
Minions, yeah.
No,
What's
Minions
the-
is the spin-off. It's I don't even know. It's
He
such
keeps doing
dumb-
different things to try to change up his look. Like
Despicable Me.
sometimes
Yeah,
he'll have
Despicable Me,
Despicable
that's
Me,
it,
yeah. But sometimes he'll have a beard. Sometimes he'll have some weird facial thing. Remember when he grew his hair long and he had a fucking mullet? He shaved the sides of it. Do you remember that, Bob?
Yeah, hold on.
Type in Ted Cruz mullet, and that was a really fun look. I can't figure this guy out. There's some interviews where I see him, and I'm like, oh, he's a funny, witty guy. And then there's others where I'm like, what a fucking moron.
Yeah, I think
Here
maybe.
it is. Look at the mullet. Do you remember
Yeah,
this look?
yeah.
That was sweet. Dude.
And then that when he stood outside of the chamber and he was trying to describe queso, like why? What's going on here? Trying to make it sound sexual. Have you seen that one?
yes, and it was to me because I watched it. I thought it was a joke. Like I thought he was just trolling those
I'm
people.
sure he was, but it wasn't very good.
No, but that's politicians, right? So what are you gonna do? And with Ted, he's real hit and miss. This guy. Sometimes he's funny. Sometimes he's not. And then sometimes he'll just go like full like television evangelist on people. Have you heard those speeches?
Oh yeah, I mean,
He'll
I've
invoke, God and everything
yeah.
else.
I'm going to start doing that. I'm going to start baptizing people in public.
I think we should bring it back.
Bring back laying hands on people and praying for them without their consent.
Yeah.
Or you don't even have to make physical contact. Just put your hands. Because I don't know about you, but I have super special powers.
Uh-huh.
So if I put my hands near someone and then start hoping for something to happen, it'll probably happen.
It's called
Probably.
Reiki, Dan. I'm certified in that.
No, Reiki is removing negative energy. That's John Coffey, right? That's the Green Mile.
Yeah.
That's your
Shake
that's
my
the
hair
that's
balls.
the that's the inverse of what I'm talking about. How funny would it have been if John Coffey had just fucked his wife?
Be great, dude.
It's like, oh, she's dying. Can you do something? Oh, I got it, balls.
Oh, I got
Bam,
it, balls.
bam. And it just
Yeah.
it's like smash cuts into a fucking bull situation.
As soon as she starts coming,
She's just drilling that
bees fly out of her
Oh,
mouth,
yeah.
and you're just like, holy shit.
Well,
Oh, yeah,
really-
she's squirting bees.
Yeah, just fucking right out of her vagina. Oh, and he's crying. Oh.
Tom Hanks is
balls.
in the corner pounding off.
Yeah,
Oh,
balls. I don't want to do this, balls.
Now here's the question: does Tom Hanks also cum bees?
He has to. He has to.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, he does
full of
after
bees.
coffee. Coffee cures his penis.
This is
Yeah.
why we don't get invited to shit. By the
I
way,
know.
but I don't want to go to places where I can't say stuff like this.
I agree.
So it works out for me.
I agree. But but Ted Cruz, man, this fucking guy, I don't know.
He's kind of a goober.
Yeah.
He's probably a good guy, but he's kind of a goob.
I'd be curious to see what he's like without all this bullshit. I bet you, and I've said this about other politicians before, I bet you without all this bullshit, he's probably a pretty decent hang.
Yeah.
Where if we took him to the fucking game tomorrow night, he'd have some beers and maybe a key bump.
No.
You think he'd do a fucking bump with you, dude?
He would definitely do cocaine.
Yeah.
He's a
Like-
lawyer.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
But he would like spill your cocaine.
Maybe at this point in life, he's in his 50s.
But he's rich enough to buy some more. It's the
Yeah.
people that don't replace it after
Well,
they spill
I mean,
it.
every now and again, you're going to find some jackass that leaves an entire 8-ball on the floor at a sporting event.
Oh,
you know
boy.
what I mean?
Oh, boy. Here we go. Here we go. Next
Well,
up,
we're
we got
not just
the-
breezing on past that. That was you that did that. Just so everybody's clear.
No, it was somebody else. It was one of these guys in this picture. What do we got? Who's this, Bob?
That's college Ted Cruz on the left.
Where?
Oh, they're definitely doing cocaine.
Yeah, look at that. Bush Quail, 92.
I don't
Holy
think so, man. I
shit.
think these guys are boners.
Have you ever
Yeah,
been to
they
a
look
college
like
Republican
nerds.
party? I never went while I was in college, but I went to one in my mid-20s, and I did a lot of cocaine there. That was an isolated incident.
I
too.
popped by one. It was not fun. It was boners like this.
I mean,
Bob. I think Bob's right.
What you think is David Spade's crew in PCU, right?
Yes, but that's not what you get. This is what you get.
No,
I went to one. You get
it's super,
boners
it's
like
super
this.
nerdy, yeah.
Yeah. You don't get the cool ones.
I mean, a fraternity party is essentially a Republican party.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, dude. And then if there is a hot girl there, you know she's fucking down, dude, for crazy shit.
Oh God.
Yeah.
What the fuck is this?
What?
We got some breaking news.
Go ahead.
So, the Manhattan grand jury investigating Trump just announced a month-long hiatus.
What?
They're taking a month off.
I'm sorry?
Yeah.
Why? What was the reasoning behind this?
They say it's a quote-unquote previously scheduled hiatus.
No, it definitely was not. Definitely was not. You got to be fucking kidding
What they're
me.
trying to do is push the actual indictment into the political campaign window. They want it to happen as his campaign is happening. That's what they're doing here.
Eesh, dude. Yeah,
Which is a huge fucking mistake. I mean, none of this stuff is going to stick anyways because it's all bullshit, but it is particularly stupid that they're going to try to push it into camp when he's out doing retail politics,
right.
shaking hands and shaking babies and
Yeah.
smoking crack or whatever they fucking do on the campaign trail these days.
That's a year and a half
He's
from
gonna
now, though.
he's gonna be in front of 10 to 50,000 people in a stadium somewhere saying they tried to give me the virus.
Yeah. I
what I mean?
beat the virus.
And it'll play on TV for fucking ever. I mean, this is so stupid. The left sucks so bad at this stuff. They're really good at behind the scenes stuff, but front facing, they're not very good.
There we go. So it says a Manhattan grand jury examining Donald Trump's alleged role in a hush money payment to a porn star isn't expected to hear evidence in the case for the next month, largely due to a previously scheduled hiatus, according to a person familiar with the proceedings. So if you did actually talk to this person who was familiar with the proceedings, they probably would have told you that, I don't know, a month ago.
Yeah.
Hey, man, if this drags on, we have this month off. It's on the schedule, and one would have announced that. This is all fucking
Because they
bullshit.
haven't reconvened since it all blew up.
No.
What, like 2 Thursdays
Yeah, they haven't
ago or
been
something
together
like that?
once, yeah.
They're like, oh, we're going to meet back on Monday. Like, nope, that
Right.
didn't happen. And now all of a sudden there's a previously scheduled 1 month long hiatus. Fuck off,
Not
dude.
one
Come
prayer.
on.
And this is Politico, by the way.
Yeah.
This isn't like, The Epoch Times or something.
Epic
Holy
Times.
Shit.
It's pretty good.
Is
by
it?
the way, yeah.
I don't fucking get into it, man. I don't get into it. That's crazy. You fucking idiots. You fucking morons. Look, if you hate the government as much as we do, you can go to the Drinkin' Bros store at drinkinbros.com. And do we have it did you just say abolish the government now at this point? T-shirts?
Defund the government.
Yeah, defund the government.
Yep.
What do we need these dummies for at this point? I mean, this is fucking crazy, dude. You knew this was going to happen.
Yeah, it's like I like the questions like, well, I like the who would do X if we didn't have a government, like who would make sure that our streets were built? Well, the contractors that do it, because the government doesn't have street building employees.
State, right?
No, it's the fucking contractor.
We don't have to get together and agree on it though. That's
Not agree.
Yeah.
That's not necessarily the case. It's just like, hey, the road's got to get fixed.
Yeah, I mean, the government doesn't trim the hedges and shit in my neighborhood, but a different government organizes that.
Yeah,
Like
but
we
trying to get an HOA to agree on one fucking
Right.
thing. Holy shit! You
Yeah,
ever
but
read any of those
that's
goddamn things?
that's the whole fucking point, though. Some kind of external authority should only have a limited scope.
Oh yeah,
That's the whole point of our entire system of government. So if everybody can't agree, then it doesn't get done. Fuck you.
yeah.
Make a better case.
Yeah.
To me, you know what I mean? Make your case. Convince me that it's worth my $25 or whatever. That's the whole point. So get fucked.
Go to drinkinbros.com. Peruse the catalog. Not one single cent goes to Ukraine, and most of the money goes to us. And,
Grab that.
We appreciate it.
Grab
Look
that
at this. I got a t-shirt
Fapstronaut.
on.
Grab that Fapstronaut shirt if you're out there listening, and wear it out in public because I want to.
Wear it to a game.
Yeah.
We're going to a bunch of games this summer.
I want to see like what people's reaction to this is.
Yeah, same here. Same here.
And then
Big
just-
fan of that. Big fan of that
If you
shit.
scroll down a little farther on the main page, there's a lab leak survivor.
I'm a big fan of that shirt. The glassware we have is super underrated, dude.
We got a bunch
Get
of
the
hard
fucking
AF stuff on
glasses.
there too now.
Yeah, we got some Hard AF Seltzer stuff on there. All the things. I got the Hard AF Seltzer hat on today. It's great. Support the show. Go to drinkinbros.com. Next up, the Biden administration doesn't understand 2A. President Joe Biden responded to Monday's fatal shootings in Nashville, Tennessee during a stop in North Carolina on Tuesday, spreading misinformation about the Second Amendment. In the wake of the tragedy, the president made a scheduled stop in Durham, North Carolina, to speak about his economic agenda and the advancements of semiconductors. Are they doing that in North Carolina as well? Gotcha. Yeah, I know they were up for that. The president, who describes himself as a Second Amendment guy, I'm a Second Amendment guy. Here's the deal. Said the weapons used on Monday were weapons of war and that the right to bear arms is not absolute. You're not allowed to go out and own an automatic weapon. You're not allowed to own a machine gun. You're not allowed to own a flamethrower. All of that is not true, by the
Correct.
way.
Yeah.
And you're not allowed to own so many other things. Why in God's name do we allow these weapons of war on our streets and in our public schools?
So the weapon this dumb woman used
Mm-hmm.
has never been used in a war before. It's a Kel-Tec 9mm.
Okay. And what is that?
It's a Kel-Tec is a brand, but it's
Okay.
like it's a shitty fucking poor person kind of a rifle, I guess. I don't fucking even know what you would call it. It's just
Yeah, I've never heard of it.
It's almost an SMG, but it's not a machine gun. But just to address what
Is it like one of those pistols that just have a stock and a longer barrel, basically?
more or less, yeah. Like a 9mm bullet is small, so it doesn't. You can make that barrel as long as you want. When it starts traveling through the air, it's not. It doesn't have the same kinetics, I guess, if you're gonna call it that, or ballistics upon impact that a rifle round. Anyways, so a couple things. You are absolutely allowed to own both automatic weapons and machine guns. An automatic weapon can be just an automatic rifle, right? Which is not what AR stands for. It stands for Armalite. But you can own any of this stuff. All you have to do is pay the government $200 for a tax stamp.
Right.
It takes some amount of time to do it.
Yeah.
And the weapon itself might be expensive, but let's just say for the sake of argument, I'm a billionaire and I buy up a bunch of machine guns and I decide to sell them for $1 a piece to people. I could do that if I want.
Yeah.
I could do that all day. All I have to do is do the exact same background check that you would do to get a handgun, right? To get this NFA item, whether it's a suppressor, a machine gun, or whatever. Pretty easy. It takes a lot of time because the ATF is understaffed, and they have like, I think somebody told me the other day they have maybe a couple of 100 people working on like 60,000 cases at any given time. That's why it takes so long, but it's not because it's intrinsically prohibitive. Now, on the flamethrower part, there's no regulation about flamethrowers.
We had one in the office for 2 years.
Yeah, you can build one in your fucking house if you want to.
Yeah.
And use it to clear the ice and snow off of your driveway if you feel like it.
You can buy it off of eBay right now. Some of those Elon Musk ones are still up there. We had one in the office for like 2 years on the wall.
Well, those are not a flamethrower.
Right. That was the name of it, but it was definitely a flamethrower.
And this will come as no surprise, but this is just one in a long list of stupid things that Biden has said about the Second Amendment. He said things like the Second Amendment banned the ownership of cannons in 1791 immediately when it was signed into law. Nope, that's not true. That's dumb.
Yeah.
The fuck are you talking about? There's never been a cannon ban in the history of the world.
Do you own one?
No.
It'd be great to have
what
one in
the
the
fuck are you
backyard.
going to do with it?
Whatever. You never know when
Some dude's charging at you and you're sitting there like you're fucking going to get it, buddy, and there's a fuse going down.
So fucking fun.
It'd be
though.
funny.
Yeah.
Actually, so Jeff and Evan and a couple of guys took Jack and Ozzy out to the desert in fucking Utah, and they were firing. Jeff made, Jeff's crazy.
Yeah.
He made a fucking cannon and that shoots bowling balls, and they were just firing bowling balls at this old RV, trying to knock it down. And there's a video somewhere. I don't know who. I think Jared has it, but Ozzy lights the fuse and it starts burning. He's like, it's the happiest I've ever seen him in my life. He's like, like running away and covering his ears and shit.
Yeah.
It's true.
True happiness.
That's the most joy I've ever seen in a human being, I think.
Sure. What were you going to say, Bob?
Oh, just people like citizens have owned cannons. It's pretty common in the 19th century in the lead up to the U.S. Civil War.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want one in my backyard. I just want a cannon back there just in case, If I'm going to go out and shit's going down, I just want to light that cannon before I die, just to let people know that I fired one.
So all that shit he said is stupid, right? That's fine. But I don't know that it's necessarily harmful because the people that would own weapons like this know that it's not true. But the part that he says that is harmful is something that leftists in this country lie about all the time. And that is that I'm sure you've seen it posted on Twitter this week. Guns are the leading cause of death for children in America. That is absolutely not true.
Right.
Not in no way is that even close to being true. Car accidents are the number one leading cause of death for kids and have been for 100 years, ever since cars have existed. And it's not even close, by the way. And the gun death totals that we do see for kids are primarily kids in inner cities. There have been 175 kids killed in school shootings since Columbine, including Columbine. 175. It's about 7.3 kids per year, which is way too much. Any one is way too many, no question about that. But that is a 0.50 and a 9% chance for any individual student to get killed in a classroom like that. Because at any given time, there's 77 million children enrolled in primary education facilities in America. So it's like, I get it, man. But it's that percentage chance of that there's that percentage chance of it happening to an individual kid, and rifles in general, forget about ARs, but just any kind of rifle accounts for less than 2% of all gun deaths, including the suicides that happen with those, or cops using a rifle to kill a criminal. You know what I mean? 67% of homicides are handguns in inner cities. And nobody gives a fuck about that.
Yeah.
Nobody cares because there's only one person, there's only one group you can blame. And that's the fucking Democratic Party,
By the way, yesterday, because it was a huge episode that we did yesterday, and a lot of people are sharing it and talking about it and all that other stuff. I do want to point out in the Nashville thing, that we discussed and what Biden was discussing here, that the person's body who initially was right there at the door when we were watching that video yesterday was actually the headmaster. She was on a Zoom call, they said, business meeting, and she heard the gunshots through the door, through that glass, and then she goes, I got to go, shut the laptop, and then tried to stop the shooter, so she was the first one down. And I guess they had said that they had worked on active shooter drills, and she was the one that was in charge of it. So that Nashville PD, I would assume they'd worked on that before and possibly at that school. So either way, the memes that are going around, the were memes with that fucking chick on the ground, wish they would have gotten him a little sooner, you know? But shout out to her. That's a fucking hero, man. Just shutting it all down and walking out there first, man. She was like 60-something years old.
Just for numbers, if you want to look this up, you can find it in the CDC data, but 48% of child deaths, that's 1 to 17 years old, 47% are motor vehicles.
I was going to say car accidents.
It's not even close.
Yeah.
Guns aren't even fucking close. As a matter of fact, I think there's something like 700 more car accident deaths than gun deaths for kids a year. And that's including all the fucking underage deaths that happen in inner cities, which is most of it. This is nonsense. Stop lying about shit.
Next up, are we 8 years from immortality? A former Google engineer has made a stark realization that humans will achieve immortality in 8 years, and 86% of his 147 predictions have been correct. Ray Kurzweil spoke with YouTube channel Adagio, I don't know that one, discussing the expansion in genetics, nanotechnology, and robotics, which he believes will lead to age-reversing nanobots. These tiny robots will repair damaged cells and tissues that deteriorate as the body ages and make us immune to diseases like cancer. The predictions, such as a feat is achievable by 2030, have been met with excitement and skepticism, as curing all deadly diseases seems far out of reach.
You may have heard of this guy. So he's the one that predicted a computer would beat a grandmaster at chess by 2000. It happened in 1997, I think.
Yep.
Something like that. He's got, it was Kasparov who got beat by Deep Blue.
Yeah.
He's predicted things like, it's mostly tech stuff. So by 2023, a $1,000 laptop would have the same computer power and storage capacity as a human brain. That also happened. So they have this whole list of 147 predictions he's made about technology, and 86% of them have come true. So, you know, he maybe knows what he's talking about.
Here's why I don't think this will come true. I think Big Pharma will not let this happen.
Oh, they'll just buy the tech. They'll own the nanobots. That's why every institution from politics to business is butthurt about Elon Musk and Neuralink, because he's way ahead of everybody else on this stuff.
Yeah, because, you know, with this, I mean, this goes to all levels, right? Not only is Big Pharma profiting off of all of us and extorting us for money, essentially, with all this fucking bullshit, but most of their money then is then going to politicians and the government and everybody else, and they don't want to lose those donations. And again, I've said this fucking a few times on the show, but even with COVID and AIDS and things like that, you're going to tell me those diseases aren't very specific to the people they didn't give a shit if they were left in society or not? So
yeah, I mean, if it was a bunch of fucking rich white billionaires that were the ground zero for AIDS, that problem would have evaporated immediately.
They would have had a cure in about 30 days for that. So with this, I think we have the capability and the technology and certainly the brain power to do this. I really do. But will they allow it? I don't think so.
Well, they're not going to be able to stop it unless they assassinate Elon Musk and blow up Tesla. You know, or not Tesla, but Neuralink, I mean.
But if you stop, because like right now with Neuralink is a perfect example. You know, the government shut that down from doing any trials over here. So didn't he have to go overseas for it, right?
Yeah, I mean, he'll go to fucking some third world shithole.
Correct, yeah. And kind of test on some people or whatever they're going to do. But
so this guy's prediction is that we get there by 2030.
I look, I think his prediction is right. I just think there will be other powers that stop it from happening.
He's also predicting that
because if everybody lives forever and you have immortality, the planet's going to be overpopulated and all that other shit.
Maybe. I mean, if we're able to heal anything, that solves one of the biggest problems about space travel. One, or the two biggest problems about space travel. One is aging rapidly and having to build a much, much larger ship to have, a society as you travel through space. And the other one is direct exposure to radiation, which ages you rapidly as well, but also gives you cancer and shit. So I think if something like this happens, and his other prediction is that we're going to reach the singularity in 2045. Singularity means that AI passes a Turing test, basically. Like human beings will not be able to differentiate between an AI and a human being. And when that's the case, all bets are off.
Right.
At that point.
Right.
So I think if he's correct about this and we do in 2030 are able to do this stuff, then we're going to immediately start traveling to other places in the cosmos.
Again, I think it is totally possible, but I think there'll be outside forces to shut this down because I just don't think.
Well, that's why Elon Musk
financially people have too much to lose. I'm all in on Elon. I love him.
They can't stop him.
I know.
So it's like he also owns the spaceships.
Yeah.
He has more. He has a larger capability or a better capability or a more ready capability right now than any government on Earth to launch shit into space. So, and he also owns Neuralink.
Yeah.
Which is the most advanced version of what this dude's talking about. So,
it'd be cool.
Yeah.
It'd be cool. We'll see what happens. Now's the point in the show. We get to the Drinkin' Bro of the Week, which is obviously somebody who's inspired you or helped you become who you are today, which has changed over the years. Now you can do whatever you want. And I like that too because it's always fun. Just go to drinkinbros.com, click on the submission form in the right-hand corner, and then it just gets emailed live to us on air here. This one is from Tyler Arondeck from Ohio, who's been a listener for 3 years. He's nominating Alexander Gill. Reason for the nomination, my Drinkin' Bro of the Week is Alexander Gill. He was my best friend in the Air Force while we were stationed together at Davis-Monthan Air Force Base in Tucson from 2010 to 2012. He recently quit his civilian job working for the military industrial complex to day trade crypto in his trailer and focus on his website, darkhorseusa.com. I don't know what that is, but Bob, if you would indulge me, I would like to know the answer to darkhorseusa.com. This website uses artificial intelligence to help veterans through the painstaking process of filing VA claims and provides an in-depth professional cover letter created by AI regarding the nature of the veteran's claims. Alex is an all-around great dude, and he'll be a Drinkin' Bro for life. I'd just like to see it, just out of curiosity.
It's not. It's not coming up.
Darkhorseusa.com? Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's not there, dude. It's not there. Shit. We're live, too.
You fucking blew it, dude.
You blew it, Tyler. You blew it. All right? We're on darkhorseusa.com right now, and there's no horse, and it's certainly not dark. I wanted to see at least one horse on there, all right? Even if you're just as a placeholder, just hold the page. Put a horse up there if you're going to call it darkhorseusa.com. But it sounds like a cool idea, you know? What do you think?
Maybe it's Dark Horse Benefits. I don't know.
I'm looking at the website now because it's got a link in here, and I clicked it, and it's the same thing as Bob has. So,
yeah, but maybe he got it wrong.
Maybe he did. Tyler, this was your shot, dude, and you fucking blew it live on air to millions and millions of people. And I don't want you to think about this tonight, okay? I don't want you to think about the horses you could have saved.
Wait,
or the
what's
lives
the
or anything else.
DB of the week's name?
His name is Alexander Gill, Gill. He was in the Air Force, it says. Look, you beefed it, dude. It's like Shark Tank. You don't go into the tank with the idea that's not fully fleshed out.
I tried to help you, but
No, couldn't.
you couldn't. So
Couldn't. Yeah, there we go. There we go.
Do it
We haven't
right
used
next
that button in a while on this show, and I like it. It was perfect timing on that, Delco. Proud of you. Proud of you. Either way, we appreciate you guys listening to the show, and thanks for your support. We'd be happy to give your website a shout out, but it's not there. But cheers to Alexander and Tyler, and thank you for the support and for listening to the show. You guys at home can support us by going to iTunes and rating the show a 5-star and leaving a quick review. Get to 10,000, I'll shut the fuck up about it. But we're at 6,500 is where we're at today. Same with Spotify. I think Spotify we're like 6,000. Just get us to 10. I'll shut up forever, dude. I'll never say this again at the end of the show. I don't want to say it. Happy 200 though on fake news, D'Anthony. Here's to another 200 more on this show. I enjoyed doing it, and I'm glad you created it. This was you back in the day, right? I wasn't there. I think I was phoning in at that point.
yeah,
But I believe you created fake news back in the day. 200 episodes. Holy shit.
I think Evan wanted to do it as well. Like
Okay.
he and I just wanted to talk about politics and stuff, kind of, but do it in a stupid way.
Yeah, in like news story fashion. Yeah,
Because we used to dress like assholes when we did this.
we did for a long time.
Yeah,
Long time.
but it got kind of old.
yeah, you can't do the same bit every day. You
I mean,
know?
if it was just ordinary news as usual, it would be fine. But everything is so fucked now.
Yeah, you had to change. You had to change with the times. And that's why the show's successful. Thanks for tuning in, kids. Next show will be live from Miami here on Friday. Well, it'll be pre-tapes. We'll be live. I hope if the plane touches down. What if the fucking plane goes down? The whole company dies then.
Wait, we're not doing a live show Friday.
We're doing a show live
be
in
on-
person. Correct.
You'll see it Sunday night.
Right. But we'll be live. I hope. Unless the plane goes down, then the whole company. I mean, we lose it all.
Who cares?
Which would be kind of cool, I guess, you know.
What if there's one survivor?
Hopefully it's Jessie, you know. She's going to take care of the kids and shit. Bob will be fine. His wife's not on the goddamn plane, you know. So let's make sure it's Jessie. If we're going down, we'll kind of huddle around her, keep her protected.
Me and Giorgio really don't have anything to lose either.
No.
I'm not
You're
doing
good.
that.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
You got nothing to lose,
I
friend.
exactly. Right. That's why I should live.
Oh man, I hope you short pitch this ball now. I really do. I hope you fucking bounce it in. You son of a bitch. We'll have the footage next week. We'll see you soon, kids. For D'Anthony Holloway, I'm Ross Patterson. This is Drinkin' Bros Fake News. Good night, everybody.